Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about something different. We all need motivation, we all need positivity, positive thoughts or strength, right? To overcome something or to continue working on something or to continue or to achieve our goals, right? Or to be successful in life. We need a lot of motivation, we need a lot of support, we need a lot of strength, right? So, in our speaking journey also, like while we are learning to speak English, it's not an easy journey, right? It's not easy for everybody. There are people who have just started, right? Who don't know, who don't understand English, and they've just started to learn English. The journey is different for them. Some people know things, they understand English, it's just that they can't speak English. So the journey for them is different. And there are other people who can speak English, who can understand English, but they're not very confident of speaking in front of public or in front of others, right? So different categories of people, and then they all their journeys are different. Okay, but the only similarity between them is they want to speak English fluently and confidently, and they all want to achieve this big goal of speaking English fluently and confidently. Today I am going to talk about some real life examples of how people have learned or achieved this target of speaking English fluently and confidently. There are lots of ways and methods and techniques people talk about, but there are lots of examples in this world, or lots of stories in this world. When you listen to people, you'll get a completely different perspective. And today I'm going to share those perspectives with you of how people learn to speak English fluently and confidently. So guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your communications coach and soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, do subscribe my channel. Please share my videos, give me a thumbs up and press the notification icon. Well, so let's get started. So guys, I love talking to people, and I love talking about their life experiences, their journey, their stories. I love talking to them about. So whenever I take any session in corporate or with students, I always, for 10 minutes, I ask people about their, journeys or experiences of how they learned English or why they want to learn English, or what is that which is stopping them from speaking English fluently and confidently, right? When you understand the perspective, people's perspective, it is much easier for you to give them a solution. Okay, so that is why this is a practice of mine, that I always, for 10 minutes, I speak to people about their problems and want to understand their experiences or their stories, so that it's easier for me to explain them or help them or give a solution to them. Okay, so when I was taking a session last year, so I met this guy. He is a good friend of mine as well now. So I met this guy, and he spoke to me about his journey of speaking English. So I asked him how he learned to speak English, or why he felt the need of speaking in English, and what was the challenges he faced. So he spoke to me that he was from Bihar, and he was from a Hindi medium school, but he was very sharp, he was very hardworking, he was very sharp, and he secured good marks in his 10th and 12th. So he went ahead and did his engineering, okay, and he completed his engineering successfully. He got placed in a good IT MNC, and through campus placement, since he was a bright student, so he got placed. But the only challenge was he couldn't speak good English. He said he was very shy, his pronunciation was not good, he didn't know how to make sentences. So he just tried to manage that interview, since he was technically sound and he was good enough, like he had some practice and he could manage to speak about himself. So he got through the interview. And since for freshers there are lots of other things also which is considered, like there's an aptitude test and there's some other tests also which he qualified, and he was Luckily, he got placed. So that was his journey. But when he went there, he realized that he need to learn to speak English. Okay, so he started from scratch. He said, I started reading books. I started reading a lot of books and newspaper, but still it was very difficult for me to understand. Okay, but he said, I didn't give up. I still practiced reading and and then I started, and he tried to do some mirror talk and all. So he said that he was very shy and he was not able to do anything, but still he tried to practice something so that it's easier for him to speak something at least in front of people, say hi, hello to people at least in English. Okay, so he was making efforts in that field. He was trying to do all these things, reading and writing. He started writing also. Okay, so writing as in he took a topic and he started writing on that topic, and then he started reading it out loud and tried to memorize it and then talk about on that topic. So he tried a lot of different things. So after 2 years, what happened that he was quite good in technical field. In his field, he was quite good technically. So what happened that so he got into the client calls and all. But it's just that he was not able to speak well. So there were other people as a project manager or his manager or team lead, and they helped, probably they spoke on behalf of him, and he was a technical front. He was a technical support. Okay, then what happened, the client wanted to visit. The client visited India. Okay, and the client came here, and the client had an interaction with the whole team, and the client also had the interaction with this guy as well. He was not able to speak English properly, but then the client understood that he is technically very sound, and the client was quite impressed with this guy. True. And then when the client went back, they asked the company to send him on site. Trust me on this, this is a real story, guys. And when this guy came to know that, the client has asked him to come on site for 6 months, he was like, no, I won't be able to go there because I will not be able to understand anything. My English is so poor. He was so scared. And he said that I immediately said no to the HR. But then since there was a pressure from the client, so they tried to convince him, and they said that, okay, you're not going alone. There's a team which is going with you. There will be a salesperson, there will be a project manager, and you will be there from the technical side. So they will be able to manage everything. So then this guy was like, okay, fine. Okay. And then he went to US. He said initially for a week, it was a disaster. Like he said, I was not able to understand anybody. Their accent was so weird that he was not able to understand. But then, you know what he said? He said that slowly I started to focus on how they speak or what they speak, and I started understanding their English. I started, grasping some words or picking up some words and tried to understand what they're trying to say. And then I responded accordingly. Probably I used a lot of gestures, hand gesture and my face gesture, and some English words so that they understand. And they also knew that my English is not good at all, so they helped me. So they helped him, they spoke to him slowly so that he understands. So they also took an effort for him to understand their language, and he also took effort to understand their language. And guys, he said that, trust me, after 6 months when I returned to India, I was able to speak English. Just in 6 months, guys. This is a real story. So that is why when you're put in actual situation, when you are under pressure, you learn things. Yes. So anyways, it's not possible for all of us to go to US or UK for English, country and learn the language. That's not possible. But if we are under pressure, if you're put under pressure, we are said that no, this is the duration, you have to learn this, you will definitely do it, guys. This is the conclusion which I have drawn from this story. So he was put on site. He was so scared of going on site because he couldn't understand English. He was like, he had to interact with people, right? But still, they also helped him. The on-site guys also helped him, and he also took an effort to understand them. So only by listening, right? Only by listening and understanding the gestures and the hand movement, he started understanding the language and he started speaking little by little. And after 6 months, when I came back to India, he was able to speak English. And trust me on this, guys, he was not very fluent in English, but he was very confident and he knew how to speak English. Okay, his pronunciation also improved a lot. His sentences also, the way he constructed the sentence also improved a lot. It's just that, he was not very fluent. He couldn't speak very fast or fast English. He spoke slowly but very decently. So guys, this is how people learn a language, right? There are multiple ways people can learn a language. So my idea is to tell you that if you're put under pressure, if you take this challenge that 6 months I have to learn this language, I have to put all my efforts to learn this language, you will definitely do it. I am sure about it. I have given you a real life example so that motivates you, that encourages you, and that gives you energy, strength and positivity so that you don't give up. So guys, I'm sure this lesson is really going to, or this story is really going to change your life. So start from today, make a routine, set a target for yourself like 6 months, 1 year, whatever you want to. Set time, half an hour you want to dedicate to English, or whatever time you are free, you will listen to English a lot and you'll focus. Focus is very important. Just by listening, you won't be able to learn the language. You have to focus on words, you have to focus on pronunciation, you have to focus on what the person is trying to say, right? What is the idea? You have to grasp every single thing. So you have to focus for half an hour. So make a routine, start doing this, like set a target for yourself, like 6 months, I'm going to do this for half an hour every day. I'm going to listen to, whenever I'm free, I'm going to listen to anything, any piece of information in English. The second activity is I am going to practice English speaking. Whatever you have listened to, just summarize it in English. Start summarizing it in English. Take up any topic, start speaking on that. Take up any conversation topic, the person you have met anywhere, the whole day what you did, if you met somebody, you had a conversation with anybody, whatever you had, you can just speak about it in English. So there are n number of things which happen every day with you and me, right? We can talk about it for 2 minutes, 5 minutes every day. What happened? I can talk about since morning till now what I did, right? So we all can talk about this, right? So take up these things and start speaking on it in English. Just everyday conversation, just everyday activities, what you do, everyday experiences, what you have. I have a long list of conversation videos. Guys, go through it, speak with me, repeat after me, shadow with me. Take that idea and start speaking in your own words. You can do a lot of things. You can take my sentences, you can juggle the sentences, you can replace words, you can make your own sentences out of it. There are n number of ways you can do this, guys. One more thing. I'm going to tell you one more technique, which is called a questioning technique. If you are a beginner, if you're an intermediate, advanced, doesn't matter. I don't take that. Okay, irrespective of whichever stage you are in, start questioning. Okay, if you don't know what to speak about or what to do, whenever you're sitting, you're standing anywhere, you just start asking, what is this? And then reply, this is a sofa. What is that? That is a flower vase. It has red flowers in it. So you can start describing that. Okay, somebody is going out. Where are you going? Okay, and then you can just answer that, oh, she's going for shopping or she's going out. If you're standing in a balcony, just check around what is happening. Or you can say, what is happening here? And then start describing that scene. The kids are playing. Lots of flowers in the park. I can see tall buildings. I can see some trees also, some cherry blossoms, right? The people who are cycling or walking. You can come up with anything, guys. It's so simple. Just make sure that you're making simple sentences out of it. Okay, if you're sitting on a couch and watching TV, just ask yourself, what am I doing here? And then start describing. I'm watching television. What are you watching? I'm watching a series. Which series you're watching? So and so series I'm watching. What is the story? Describe the story in English. Okay, if you're having lunch, if you're cooking something, start asking this question, what's cooking? Or what is in my plate? What am I eating? How is the taste? Who cooked lunch for me? There are lots of questions you can ask and you can answer it. What, when, how, which, where, what, right? The lots of question sentences. Jot down all the question sentences and start asking yourself and answering that question. Guys, this is a very simple and very effective and efficient exercise, guys, irrespective of whichever stage you are in. Start doing this from today, because whenever you go out, whenever you have conversations, people ask questions. If you say, I went shopping yesterday, the other person will say, what did you do? What did you shop? Or where did you go shopping? So they all ask questions. That is how conversation works, guys. That is how conversation grows. And that is how conversation begins and ends. So that is why get into the mode of questioning. Start asking questions and answering those questions in a little detail. Describe things in detail. Okay, start practicing this from today, guys. This is really going to change your life. Trust me on this. I'm sure this session is going to motivate you and bring you new energy, and you're definitely going to achieve your target easily and quickly. See you. Bye-bye.